Okay, so maximum security is in the lead here. And you can see that he is starting to veer just a little bit, interfering with a lot of the racers. You can see they almost clashed heels right there. And so War of Wheels having to slow down. You can actually watch as War of Wheels' front leg hits Maximum Security's back leg right there. And so that really affected all of them. So I've slowed it down a little bit, and you can actually see War of Wheels' head kind of toss up, showing that he's actually slowing down quite a bit right there. And that's whenever Country House begins to pass him. You can actually see Maximum Security still veering, so his jockey tries to get him back to the inside of the rail. So here's my opinion on the whole thing. I think that Maximum Security was the real winner technically, but he also shouldn't, okay, this sounds horrible, but I'm just saying that they should have put an ear bonnet on him if he was one of those horses that does spook easily at crowds. We even saw the Japanese racer, I can't remember what his name was. I think it's Master Fencer. Yeah, Master Fencer had an ear bonnet on. And that helped him. I mean, I think he got last, but he didn't freak out like Maximum Security did. So if Maximum Security was one of those horses that did freak out at crowd noise, then they should have put an ear bonnet on him, because then he wouldn't have spooked in the first place. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that Country House wasn't affected by Maximum Security's spook, but War of Will, where he was right behind him, and so to avoid a pileup, basically, he had to move to the right, to the outside of the track. So where Country House was trying to pass all of them at that point, Country House was right next to War of Will. So when War of Will moved over, Country House had to move over as well. So really, yeah, it did affect him. And I'm not necessarily saying that it was Maximum Security's fault, because, I mean, he's a horse, he's a young horse, he's 3 years old, and he's going to spook. That's science. I mean, horses will always spook forever. So I can understand why he did it, and I'm just saying that the owners should have put an ear bonnet on him if they knew he had problems with crowd noise. It just wouldn't have caused all this mess. I'm not necessarily saying that they should have disqualified Maximum Security. I honestly think they should have either cut the purse in half or given them a warning saying, hey, you're not allowed to race until you fix this problem, or at least give them an ear bonnet or something, because I can imagine how frustrated they are with this horse right now. I mean, well, I can only imagine. I mean, if that were my horse, I'd be pretty livid as well, because these people work so hard, these horses work so hard to get to this point, and you win it, and then you just get hey, you didn't actually win it because your horse spooked. And that's just kind of a punch in the face for the owners and trainers and the jockey. I mean, there's just a lot of people ticked off about this decision, and I can definitely see why, though. I do think that they should have gotten some kind of warning or something, because it could have been so much worse. Had War of Will actually tripped up, it would have caused an entire pileup. I mean, honestly, Maximum Security, he did spook, and it wasn't his fault that he veered, and it wasn't really anybody's fault, but it was a bad instance, if we're going to be completely honest here. I'm just really torn about this decision. I mean, I think that Country House I think he could have pulled through had the spook not even happened. And some people are even saying that they didn't see him spook, but if you watch the replay, you can definitely see him veer. I mean, I really don't think the jockey would do that on purpose, because you're always supposed to stay near the inside of a track. That just wouldn't make any sense. I just have a really unpopular opinion. I really think that Country House could have pulled through, but, this was just a bad situation, and I think that, I'm not saying people are overreacting. Everyone has a right to be upset. I'm a little bit upset, but, you really can't do anything about it at this point.